Hello. So today I want to tell you about the game Bullseye from 25th Century Games. And they sent this to me. This is the newest game that they just released. And it is a cooperative party game where you are trying to guess a word. I'm not a big fan of like get up and do silly party game things, but I love word games. So this is right up my alley. So in this game, Bullseye, one person is going to be the archer and they are trying to guess the word as quickly as possible. Everybody else is going to be supplying clues to that word, but it's not that straightforward. So first, let's see how we pick the word. So we have a stack of category cards. So if I'm the guesser, I'm going to pick the top two cards. And my choices are retail store or website. Some of the others, let's see, we've got sport, we've got year, we've got comic book villains, we've got day of the week, we've got fast food restaurants. You can see there's a little bit of everything. So I'm going to pick retail store. So I get to pick that. So I know the category is retail store and I hand this off to the person next to me. They are now going to choose a retail store and write it on the back. So they probably want to think of something that is easier to guess. They're not going to want to pick something really obscure. So a retail store, and they also know I'm guessing. So let's see. Sorry, my mic fell off. Anyway, so let's say they're coming up with a retail store. And this is a Bullseye game. So maybe they're going to go a little like meta and come up with Target. Because Target is a retail store. So the person to my left would have chosen that, and they show everyone but me, and then they set this right here. So I know I am guessing a retail store. I have no idea what it is. Everyone else at the table knows what it is. Everybody now has their arrows, and they are going to write one letter that is going to give me a clue to what this is. So the retail store was Target. So they could do Bullseye. They could do red. They could do, what are some other things about, that they could do all of these things to come up with it, but they only get to write one letter. So let's say that someone was the clue giver and they're going to think red. So they're going to put an R. And somebody else who's playing the game, let's say we're playing with a total of 4 people, they are going to think, they are going to think dog, because for a long time they had that dog. So they're going to put a D. Then the next person is going to think about Target, and they are going to think Bullseye, because that's their symbol. So they're going to put a B. And you'll notice there's only 5 spots. Words can be longer or shorter than that. So the 3 people who are trying to get me to guess the word, they now turn their clues around, and here's what I have to guess with. Probably not going to get it off of that. So then here's where the trick comes in. They now all pass their arrow to the next person. And so you receive an arrow with a letter already on it. You don't know what word they were necessarily trying to go for. And you now have to complete or add you add one letter to the word that you think describes the retail store Target that starts with B. So we do that. So now I have 2 letters to every word, and they show me. And if I can guess that, then we're going to get 10 points. And then we keep going. And if you get an arrow and you're like, I have no idea what word they were going for, you can just put a line and leave it blank and someone can fill that in later. And if the word finishes, you can put a vertical line showing that was the whole word. So it's wild on so many levels because you have these super broad categories that you are guessing from, but you are trying to come up with clues in your brain to help the guesser. But then you're passing your arrows after only one letter and hoping that the other people either know what word you are going for or have another word that fits the category. So this is one of the coolest party games I have played in a long time, and I really like it. They suggest if you're playing with 3 to 5 players, everyone's the guesser twice. With 6 to 8 players, everyone's the guesser once. Obviously, it's a party game. You play as many rounds as you want, and then there's a score sheet in there that tells you how well you did. But obviously, the fewer letters the clue guesser is given and guesses correctly, the more points you'll get, and you'll mark it on here for each of those rounds. And if they guess wrong, you get no points. So that is the super cool new game, Bullseye from 25th Century Games. Let me know what you think of this. Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.